This is the most powerful phenomena to growing wealth if used appropriately. It's so powerful that in just 30 days, it would turn 1 penny into over $5 million. And in this video, I'm going to unpack exactly how to maximize this exact phenomena that I'm talking about. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Matt Jimenez, and I'm an entrepreneur who has worked with the greatest minds in finance over the last several years, and I'm here to pour into you guys everything that they've poured into me. This video is all about the 8th wonder of the world, and this 8th wonder of the world is called compound interest. Einstein once said, "He who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it." And in this video, if you are in a position where your money is compounding for you, I want to touch on exactly how to expedite that to not only increase your returns, but make sure that you are getting the most squeeze for every dollar invested in whatever is yielding you your compound. And I'm also going to tell you exactly how, if you're not earning with compound interest, you're actually most likely paying some type of compound interest. First, we need to understand exactly how it works. To put this simply, compound interest, it is the concept that your money will earn money for you through interest over time. And as humans, it's really hard for us to understand exactly how powerful this is. And I want to show you this exact chart. We've all seen the chart of a penny turning into $5 million. Now, how exactly does this happen? Whenever you invest money into an instrument that has a compounding effect, the principal is continually earning more through the interest. And now the principal is greater and the percent interest amount is now greater, yielding returns on the original investment. Now, let me simplify that. Let's say you have $10 in an account and it grows by 50%. So the new 50% that will be earned will be on the new balance of the account, which is $15. So the percent earned is gradually increasing as the size of the account increases. That is basically the concept of compound interest. The principal is continually growing, so the percent earned is continually growing alongside of it. As the balance increases, so does the amount earned. Look at this example here. This is a penny that has doubled every single day for 30 days. So a double is basically 100%. So by day 2, you would have 2 pennies. And it doesn't seem like much because you're looking at the dollar amount. This is one of the biggest pitfalls when it comes to investing. People always look at dollar amounts. What you really need to be looking at is percentage amounts. A lot of times, this is exactly how people are fooled into thinking somebody makes so much money. It may or may not be a lot of money relative to its account size. By day 3, it is 4 cents. By day 5, it is 16. By day 10, it is $5.12. By day 15, it is $163.84. By day 18, it is $1,310.72. See, what's happening here is every single time that the new double is applied, it is based on the new amount in the account. By day 21, it is $10,485.76. By day 25, it is $167,772.16. By day 28, it is $1,342,177.72. And by day 30, you would have a whopping $5,368,709.12. This is why compound interest could be so powerful in your portfolio. If you have something that is yielding you X amount on an annual return, that is far often the best position to have your capital locked up in. So now that we understand a little bit of how it works and a wild example on a penny, let's get into exactly how to benefit from it. If you've been into markets, you've probably heard the saying, it is better to have time in the markets rather than trying to time the markets. This is so spot on. Chances are you will never be able to buy the bottom, nor will you be able to sell the top. But what you most likely can do is just remain invested for a long enough time to see the appropriate gains that you may be seeking for. That is basically what the quote is summarizing. And when it comes to compound interest, that is exactly the position you want to be in. You want to have really long time horizons because time is one of the greatest variables to allowing that money that you have initially invested to not only triple, double, and quadruple, because time is the only thing that will allow the initial investment to grow exponentially. Back to the penny example. If you would have taken your penny out by day 10 because you didn't really feel like you weren't making enough money because it's only $5, you weren't paying attention to the percentage growth on the day-to-day changes, you would obviously miss out on the biggest exponential rise when you get into day 21. Compound interest clearly does better with time. Frequency is super important as well. If you're in something that is giving you annual returns, then the amount you have to wait, which is 12 months to get that percent in the initial investment, obviously is a bit of a wait. But when you find things that are quarterly or semi-quarterly or even monthly and maybe even daily, those will often give you the biggest reward for your money invested. That is really where compound interest can outperform almost any single investment. Nobody wants to wait 20, 30 years to pull out the compounded interest on an investment. So obviously, if you find something that is able to give you the frequency in how often it compounds and reflects in your balance, that is the most advantageous move for you to expedite your success. Another thing to do if you want to reap the biggest rewards from whatever compound vehicle that you may be using at the moment is considering to reinvest rather than pull out the interest. Because remember, the compound interest amount is always in direct correlation with the current investment. Instead of pulling the profits whenever you receive the interest, you allow the account size to grow. So that way the interest amount coming in the future is more than the one that just came in. That way you are amplifying the speed on the growth of your investment. If you remember in the beginning of the video where I said, he who learns it, earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. This is exactly what Albert Einstein meant by, if you don't earn it, you are probably paying it. Let's say you have a lot of debts that are accruing interest. Not only is the money that you pulled out not making you money, but it's actually effectively costing you money. Now let me take the example further. Since we're on debts, let's talk about one of the largest ones, which is student loans. Student loans are generally paid out over a 10-year period, and let's assume most people don't pay them off early. Now let's say the average interest rate on that student loan debt is 4.25%. And let's say your average student loan is $40,000. In 10 years, you would end up paying $9,170 in interest. This is the exact opposite of compounding for you. This is compounding against you, because now you're paying a lot more on that $40,000 just because you didn't understand compound investing. It's exactly what Albert Einstein was talking about. There's so many investment opportunities out there to try and find some type of compounding interest, whether it be annually, quarterly, or even monthly. Now, what I've done to find my compounding interest is utilizing this software that's trading for me. So far, I've only had it really running for about 3 months, and I grabbed the average of those 3 months, and I'm roughly a little bit over 4% every month if I grab the average. Some months are lower, some months are actually higher, but it's only been 3 months, so I got to give it some time. But based on that, if I let it compound at 4% every single month, and remember, this is an average, not a consistent month over month return, you could see exactly how fast and rapid my account will grow. And this is not financial advice, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. If you're interested in the one that I'm using, the link is down below. And like always, my friends, safe trading. Peace.